There's congestion, everyone's spending on infrastructure, but what? We are not creating new cities. We are just trying to increase the heights of the cities. But the stress on the infrastructure, road levels will remain the same. On an off-guard basis, you have carpoolings happening. On a small scale basis, you had solutions of mobility parkings. But has anyone thought about taking it to the next level, the big organizations? Can we address these unmet needs? That's where it goes to the opportunities. So we would like to do this same exercise for all the gentlemen sitting on the first 9 tables. You have to look at the trend which is there in front of you. Maybe discuss among yourself and see what could be the best next thing you can do with this particular trend. I'll take you through an example which we did for a client. I wouldn't disclose the name, but it was to do with e-mobility. We did identify that, okay, the next best thing would be fuel, petrol's off, everything else cost is rising, so electricity or solar power are the 2 big things which will happen. Okay, so we said, okay, suppose in Europe if electricity vehicles goes up, what would be the impact? How many electric vehicles can someone sell? So we said, okay, by 2020, there'll be 30 million two-wheelers on the road, which will be running on electric vehicle or electric source of energy. Whereas in 4-wheelers, there will be approximately 10 million. Wow, the client said, wow, that's a big opportunity. So it means I can build scooters and cars which run on electricity and I can sell them. You have identified a mega trend. Do you want to do the same business model which you have been doing today, even in 2020? If you have really realized the mega trend, the opportunity lies in seeing how can I change my business model. And that's why we went back to him and said, let's look at what goes into an electric vehicle. So we identified, if suppose there's an electric vehicle, 40 million vehicles running on the road, what would they need? They would need charging stations. They would need batteries. They would need electricity. They would need so much of value-added services. Why are you thinking about only selling a car or a scooter? When you are the first mover advantage to understand that there'll be 40 million vehicles running on electricity. Why do you still want to use the same business modus operandi even that time? You need to change. You need to think something else. And then we went back and said on the drawing board, okay, let's integrate. Where do you fit best? So we identified, okay, there is 2 spaces. One key responsibility is the servicing part. After you have sold a vehicle, you'll need charging stations, you'll need batteries and everything. The second is production or promotion of electric vehicles. These 2 gamuts you have to integrate. You have to be at the center of integration. Change your business model. Don't sell a car alone. Convert it into a monthly revenue plan. Don't be just a seller of a car. Think, how can I create a monthly revenue plan? And that's how we went back and said, why don't you look at a business model like this? Look at a mobile tariff plan. Okay, I don't give you a car, I give you packages. Business model 1, buy an energy package. You can go up to business model 4, full subsidy. Your usage is this much, you pay me per month revenue X. I mean, you're not only selling a car in 2020 when you have identified a mega trend. You are revamping your entire, you're hitting his pocket every month. I think that is the power and impact of a mega trend. If you can identify that and if you can replicate it for your industry. So that's where I would leave that thought to you, and I would like all of you guys to, probably let's work out on certain mega trends within these groups which we have, such beautiful groups. And maybe we will have one presenter from each group if he or she can come up on the stage, and present and tell us what could be the possible impact of the mega trend which is there on their table. Any questions on this before we, break up for a 20-minute session to discussion for this megatrends? So well enough, I guess, let's get started, So we would love to have one presenter from each table, please.